Hi, I'm Greg Dell here with Alex Palamara, and I wanted to get back on video today and talk with you, Alex, about a recent case you resolved against Hartford. Well, I shouldn't say resolved, a success story against Hartford for a claimant you represented that was denied benefits. So if you can give us a little bit of background about that case and what you thought was significant about that would be helpful for people who have claims with Hartford.
Certainly. Lately we've had a lot of great success against Hartford in filing the administrative appeals and getting the appeals overturned and getting our clients back on claim. What Hartford likes to do a lot of the times, they kind of have the same recipe for denying cases. As you're probably well aware, they'd love to use surveillance. In this recent case that we just got overturned that we found out about yesterday, they did...
Well, just clarify for some people about surveillance, like what that is, because...
What they like to do is covert surveillance. They'll hire an outside investigation company, and they'll hire videographers that sit outside your house for a couple of days at a time and try to find people on claim doing things beyond what they should be doing when they're on claim for disability. So let's just say you have a back condition. They might try to get you on camera at the local grocery store lifting a 40-pound bag of dog food, or going biking or jogging or whatever it may be, and they could use this video and say, we have you on video, we're denying your claim, you say you can't do this, and we see you doing jumping jacks in your front yard.
Okay.
So for this claimant, she was on claim for almost 5 years. She used to work as a registered nurse. She already passed the change in definition of disability after 2 years. Now, in order for her to be considered disabled, she had to be disabled under the any occupation definition of disability. That already satisfied that. Almost 3 years later, they deny her claim. Now, they based her denial on surveillance, an independent medical examinations report, and an internal review done by a person at the Hartford.
So talk about break that down. What's this? You use the word independent medical exam, but what is that really?
What it really is Hartford goes out and hires an outside physician who has an appointment with the claimant. The claimant goes and meets with them. More often than not, it's a matter of moments, maybe 5 minutes the person will spend with the claimant, and then they'll write a 10-page paper saying, I reviewed the medical records, met with the claimant, and this is the reason why I believe the person doesn't satisfy the definition of disability anymore.
Or they could say they do satisfy.
Sometimes they do satisfy. More often than not, we're contacted by people that have denied claims, so most of them I see end up being denied.
Okay.
But in this case, it's very unique in the sense that Hartford did surveillance in 2013, probably in September of 2013. A year later, September of 2014, they had this independent medical examination. This doctor wrote a report. In his report, he states that he reviewed the medical records for the claimant, and the entire rest of his report focused mostly on the surveillance. Now, the surveillance, the best part of the surveillance was, as I said, it was done a year earlier. So this
a year earlier.
A year earlier than the doctor's report and the doctor's examination.
Okay.
So the doctor writes this report and bases it mostly or almost solely on this surveillance, and recommends that Hartford should deny the claim. So after Hartford did deny the claim, and after the person was denied, they contacted us and we investigated the case. The first thing we got our hands on was the claim file, which included the IME report. We got a copy of the IME report, then we got a copy of the surveillance, and we looked at all of them. And the first thing that I noticed was the fact that the surveillance was done a year prior to the IME's report.
Right.
So the surveillance is already stale. On top of that, since that time period, our client had 2 more surgeries since that time. So the IME doctor based his report on old video that was done before 2 additional surgeries. So we got the information together, we filed an appeal, and it's probably the quickest turnaround I've ever seen Hartford do. 2 weeks and 2 days later, we got a letter in the mail saying they overturned the claim.
Okay, so that's great that the claimant got paid, but there's a lot of positives that come out of that for people who are, been denied and they're watching this video thinking, am I ever going to get this overturned? We win a lot of cases against Hartford and a lot of different disability carriers, but despite what people may hear, you can still have an IME that's not favorable for you and still win your appeal. You can be seen on video surveillance and still win your appeal, and they can review the record internally and you can still win your appeal. So, people read a lot of stories on the internet, see complaints, and think they have no hope whatsoever of winning, but that's not true, because I'd say we win, at least 60% or more
Definitely.
of the appeals that we help people on. And then even after that, when we file lawsuits, we almost always get them some form of compensation for the benefits that they haven't been paid.
Definitely. Hope is not lost. I mean, I always tell everybody, if you've been denied benefits, always contact us because we'll take a great look at your case and hopefully get you back on claim with the appeal.
All right, well, thank you for sharing that story, and congratulations to your client for getting paid. Now, is your client done, or does your client continue to get paid? How does that work?
She's going to continue to get paid until she's age 65. Another 10 years. She's already on the second definition of disability, so that's the same definition of disability that's going to ride to the end of her policy. So unless they come up with a new surgery to fix her, she should be receiving benefits for the next 10 plus years.
And then the other thing about that was key in your case is that this was a person who was on claim for 5 years and then got cut off. And a lot of people think, well, I got approved, they're going to pay me forever. And unfortunately, I would say 5 years is like an average cutoff date for us. I mean, we have some that are 10, 12, 15, some that are 2. So people shouldn't think that just because you get approved, you're going to stay on claim for a long time.
It could really happen anytime. I mean, they're looking to deny your case. They really are. They're a business.
And you're going to manage that claim every month and continue to monitor that? How does that work?
We're going to make sure she's not going to get denied again. We're going to make sure that any request that Hartford gives, any requests they make, that we satisfy those requests. We're going to make sure that our client is still treating with the right physicians, getting updated medical records and whatnot. So we don't want her to have any delay in payment. If they deny her case, she's going to have delay in payment. And our job is to keep her on claim so there's no delay in payment as long as possible.
And all the communications come through our office. Nothing goes to the claimant whatsoever.
We take care of everything.
Okay. Well, if you have a Hartford claim and we can help you in any way, give us a call or email us. We'll set up a free consultation within 24 hours and we'll let you know right away whether or not we can assist you with your Hartford disability claim.